Do you know what's really going on right now? In just the last few days, more than 1,000 spies have vanished without a trace. No noise, no chaos, no explanation. And the most shocking part is that even their own networks don't understand how it's happening. Veteran operatives admit they've seen this pattern before, and they're exhausted, afraid, and ready to abandon their posts entirely as a silent breakdown spreads through every connection, every system, every plan, because for decades someone hasn't been chasing or reacting, but quietly observing, learning, and staying 10 steps ahead, exposing strategies before they can even begin, flipping the balance of power and forcing entire organizations into fear, hesitation, and retreat until communication collapses, risk-taking stops, and leaders themselves are shaken enough to send apologies, knowing that exposure, not force, is what ends them. This message is about awareness, focus, and mental strength, because when you understand how control really works, you stop being manipulated and start operating from clarity and confidence. So before we go deeper, pause for a second, hit like, subscribe to help us reach 5,000 subscribers, and comment Mr. Ledger below to show you're locked in. Watch till the end, because this isn't entertainment. It's about mindset, strategy, and staying ahead when everything else is falling apart. When more than 1,000 operatives vanish without a trace, it shakes the foundations of even the most powerful organizations. These weren't rookies. They were veterans, trained to anticipate, adapt, and survive in situations that would break ordinary people. Yet their disappearance demonstrates a harsh truth. No skill can protect you from being unprepared for what you don't yet understand. It reminds us that skill without awareness is fragile. In life, this translates to a crucial lesson. Talent alone won't guarantee your success. You can be the smartest, fastest, or strongest in your field. But if you're not consistently preparing for unexpected challenges, you leave yourself vulnerable. It's the quiet, invisible work, the late-night practice, the unseen research, the mental rehearsals that actually saves you when chaos strikes. Motivation comes from embracing the unseen grind. While the world chases recognition and applause, you can focus on building invisible strength. The reward for discipline, consistency, and foresight is not immediate, but when your moment arrives, you will stand untouchable, ready to turn the tide in your favor. Silence has a power all its own. For intelligence agencies used to constant chatter, data flow, and alerts, the sudden absence of information is like stepping into a vacuum where fear thrives. Silence forces you to confront the unknown, to fill the void with your own imagination, often painting scenarios far worse than reality. Yet within this terrifying quiet lies an opportunity, clarity, and focus. This is the point where most people falter. They try to fill silence with noise, reacting to imagined threats, rather than actual facts. But those who learn to sit in the quiet, who can analyze without panic, gain a level of control that others can't comprehend. In essence, being comfortable in uncertainty becomes a superpower, separating the strong from the reactive. In your own growth, embrace periods of stillness. Don't rush to fill gaps with action or distraction. Observe, analyze, and plan silently. It's here that real mental strength is forged, the kind that allows you to move decisively while the world panics. Even the most experienced veterans sometimes fail to notice the subtle patterns until it's almost too late. Patterns exist everywhere, in behavior, in reactions, and in repeated mistakes. Recognizing them early is the difference between seizing opportunity and being consumed by it. In this story, the operative's downfall wasn't ignorance, it was the delay in recognition. This teaches a hard lesson for anyone chasing success. Awareness must always be paired with action. Observing without adapting is useless. The moment you spot a recurring signal, a habit, or a weakness in your plan, take decisive steps immediately. Waiting for confirmation can often be the same as waiting to fail. Motivation lies in vigilance. Stay alert to trends in yourself and your environment. Keep your mind active, learning, observing, and adjusting. Don't let experience lull you into complacency. True mastery comes from adapting faster than the challenges evolve. Success isn't always built in the heat of the moment. Often, it's the product of decades of careful observation, analysis, and patience. The story of these operatives shows the devastating power of waiting for the right moment. Someone spent 50 years studying patterns, movements, and strategies, not reacting emotionally, not rushing into battle, but quietly preparing for the perfect execution. In life, too, the temptation to act immediately can undermine long-term goals. Many chase short-term victories, measuring progress by speed instead of impact. But those who wait, who plan meticulously, and who act only when conditions are ideal, achieve outcomes that appear effortless and inevitable in hindsight. The motivational takeaway: cultivate patience, build your skills daily, study your field, your competition, and your own weaknesses. Long-term observation doesn't just give you foresight, it grants you the power to act with precision when the world is still scrambling in reaction. The illusion of control can be one of the most dangerous traps. These operatives believed they were the hunters, the watchers, the masterminds behind every plan. Yet every move they made, every signal they sent, was being recorded, analyzed, and predicted. They were unaware that in their pursuit of dominance, they were also providing the blueprint for their own vulnerabilities. For motivation, this reveals a critical principle. Self-awareness is power. Every habit you cultivate, every pattern you follow, can either strengthen your position or leave you exposed. When you understand your own behavior, as well as you understand the world, no one can outmaneuver you. Mastery begins from within. Your daily choices matter. The routines you maintain, the discipline you uphold, and the mental resilience you train become invisible assets. When you operate with self-awareness, every action is intentional, and your potential becomes untouchable, even in unpredictable circumstances. Imagine spending months carefully crafting a strategy, only to realize before execution that every move is anticipated, every step predicted. The frustration is palpable, the doubt overwhelming. But there's a lesson here. Predictability is vulnerability. If you allow your actions to become obvious, no amount of effort can shield you from being countered. True mastery lies in thinking several steps ahead, remaining unpredictable, while others are still reacting. This translates directly to life and personal growth. When you take the same approach as everyone else, follow the same patterns, or react in predictable ways, you become easy to outmaneuver. The real advantage lies in creativity, preparation, and timing. Plan strategically, execute subtly, and learn to anticipate the consequences of your own actions. Motivation comes from taking control of your unpredictability. Develop unique approaches, train your mind to consider possibilities others ignore, and act with calculated precision. When you move with clarity and foresight, obstacles that overwhelm others become manageable, and challenges turn into opportunities to stand apart. The most dangerous threat often comes from within. In the story of the vanished operatives, fear spread faster than any external attack. Doubt paralyzed decision-making, and hesitation became a silent killer. When fear dominates the mind, even the strongest strategies collapse. This is a vital lesson for anyone pursuing success. Mental resistance matters more than physical effort. Fear doesn't just freeze action, it corrodes confidence. When you allow fear to dictate your decisions, it undermines your relationships, your focus, and your progress. The lesson is clear. Internal battles are often harder than external ones. To succeed, you must cultivate courage, resilience, and unwavering trust in your preparation. Motivation comes from confronting fear directly. Recognize it, understand it, and channel it into discipline. The people who thrive under pressure are those who can see fear for what it is, a signal to prepare, to act wisely, and to stay grounded. When you master fear, no external challenge can derail you. When even the most sophisticated systems become unreliable, chaos follows. Operatives, once confident in their communications, protocols, and networks, suddenly question every signal, every instruction. This breakdown of trust shows a hard truth. No system is foolproof, and reliance without understanding is dangerous. True power comes from building systems you can trust because you've personally tested, refined, and mastered them. This applies to life in every arena. If you rely solely on others, on technology, or on shortcuts without investing in your own skill and judgment, you risk collapse when the unexpected happens. Self-reliance is key. Build habits, routines, and processes that you understand deeply and can execute under pressure without hesitation. Motivation lies in taking control of your systems, your mind, your habits, your daily routines. When you trust the structures you've built yourself, you gain confidence even in unpredictable environments. Reliability starts from within, and preparation becomes your armor. Confidence is invisible, but its absence is devastating. When doubt seeps into a network, hesitation becomes contagious. Decisions that once seemed easy now take hours. Momentum slows, and opportunities are lost. Confidence doesn't guarantee success, but its absence guarantees struggle. The same applies to personal and professional growth. Doubt kills initiative faster than failure ever could. To achieve greatness, you must cultivate confidence built on preparation, practice, and repeated action. It's not arrogance. It's a steady assurance that when challenges arise, you are ready. Motivation comes from building resilience and trust in yourself. Every deliberate action, every consistent effort, every skill you sharpen adds to your inner reservoir of confidence. When you move with self-assuredness, hesitation fades, and you can face challenges others avoid. Even the most seasoned veterans must sometimes confront failure. When experience fails, pride is challenged and humility becomes necessary. Acknowledging that old strategies no longer work is difficult, but it's the gateway to growth. In this story, even the most accomplished operatives had to admit the old ways were insufficient. For personal motivation, this highlights a key truth: learning never stops. Experience is valuable, but it must be coupled with adaptability. Relying solely on what once worked can blind you to innovation, to opportunity, and to new approaches that could propel you forward. The lesson: embrace change without fear. Adapt, evolve, and let every failure refine your strategy. Strength comes not from never failing, but from learning faster than anyone else and using every setback as fuel for the next move. When leaders start apologizing, it's a clear sign of systemic strain. Pressure accumulates until cracks appear, and even the most robust structures begin to falter. In life, this is a lesson that no amount of external prestige or authority can replace preparation and mental resilience. Stress will always test your systems, your decisions, and your discipline. For motivation, this reveals that true leaders and truly successful individuals anticipate pressure. They don't wait for crises to react. They build strength in quiet moments, prepare for worst-case scenarios, and create strategies that can survive unexpected shocks. Your takeaway: don't wait for chaos to strike. Build capacity now. Strengthen your habits, refine your skills, and prepare mentally and physically. When pressure comes, you will not bend. You will stand unshakable. Many people equate power with speed, loudness, or aggression. They believe that dominating a situation requires force or immediate action. Yet the true lesson from this story is that power rarely shouts. It waits. It's patient, disciplined, and deliberate. The strongest individuals don't act impulsively. They observe, analyze, and strike when the moment is perfect. Patience builds strength. Every time you resist reacting to chaos, every time you delay gratification to refine your skills, you are compounding invisible power. Force can achieve results temporarily, but patience ensures lasting impact. Those who master patience can outlast panic, outthink competition, and move in ways that seem effortless to observers. Motivation lies in embracing this mindset. Don't rush to prove yourself. Don't chase fleeting results. Commit to long-term growth. Strength isn't loud. It's consistent, measured, and untouchable when wielded with purpose. In a world obsessed with speed, preparation is the hidden weapon that separates winners from everyone else. Rushing through tasks may provide short-term gains, but without groundwork, mistakes multiply, opportunities are missed, and momentum collapses. Preparation transforms uncertainty into clarity, and hesitation into confidence. Every masterful move you've ever seen in business, sports, or life is the result of unseen preparation. Hours of study, practice, reflection, and planning build the foundation for decisive action. Speed is useful only when it follows preparation. Without it, it's reckless. Motivation comes from investing in yourself today. Build skills, anticipate challenges, and map your path in advance. When you act with authority and precision. Others react blindly, but you move deliberately, and that is how true success is achieved. Short-term thinking is seductive because it delivers immediate results, but it rarely lasts. Long-term thinkers see the bigger picture, anticipate patterns, and invest effort in foundations that pay exponential dividends over time. While others chase quick wins, you're building structures that withstand pressure, complexity, and change. Life rewards those who plan beyond immediate outcomes. Patience, foresight, and strategy compound quietly, while the reactive scramble in chaos. The advantage is simple. When others are exhausted from short-term fixes, long-term thinkers are positioned to strike with clarity and confidence. Motivation comes from adopting a mindset of longevity. Think beyond today. Think beyond emotion. Build skills, habits, and networks that serve you years from now. When crises emerge or challenges intensify, you will already be ahead because you've prepared while others reacted. The final lesson is the ultimate truth. Awareness is strength. When you understand your environment, your habits, and the patterns of others, you gain untouchable power. Awareness allows you to anticipate challenges, make smarter decisions, and act decisively while others hesitate. This is the power of mental mastery, the ability to see what others cannot and act when opportunities arise. True awareness requires practice, reflection, and discipline. It is not passive. It is an active commitment to observe, learn, and adapt. Those who cultivate awareness become resilient to chaos, immune to panic, and capable of navigating situations that overwhelm others. Motivation lies in committing to your own awareness. Train your mind, study yourself and your surroundings, refine your habits, your responses, and your judgment. When the world panics and reacts emotionally, your patience, preparation, and awareness will make you untouchable. And that is the ultimate form of power. Sometimes the world moves so fast that noise overwhelms everything. Everyone talks, reacts, and reacts again. But real strength is often found in silence. While others are distracted by commotion, those who stay quiet, observe, and think carefully gain clarity. Silence allows the mind to process, to plan, and to anticipate what chaos cannot teach. In life, silence is not emptiness, it's preparation. It's where strategies are formed, where weaknesses are analyzed, and where the next move is determined without interference. While people rush to react, those who harness the power of silence position themselves to strike with precision. Motivation comes from embracing stillness as power. Learn to resist the urge to act impulsively. Observe, study, and let your next move surprise the world. Silence isn't absence, it's untapped strength waiting to be unleashed. The loudest people are rarely the most effective. True mastery is subtle. Invisible mastery, skills honed in private, strategies refined in secret, and discipline practiced when no one is watching, is the ultimate advantage. The world applauds performance, but it respects preparation. Those who work behind the scenes quietly accumulate power that others cannot see. It's this invisible edge that determines winners in life, business, and personal growth. Talent without preparation fades. Effort without focus scatters. But consistent, invisible mastery endures. Motivation comes from committing to private excellence. Every hour you invest in learning, practicing, and improving builds a foundation that cannot be undermined. The battles you win quietly will be the ones everyone notices eventually, and the victories will be yours, undeniable and untouchable. We live in a world obsessed with speed, instant gratification, and immediate results. Patience is often mistaken for passivity, yet it is one of the strongest weapons in any arsenal. The person who waits, observes, and prepares can move when the timing is perfect, while those who rush are already reacting to circumstances beyond their control. Patience allows you to think strategically, act deliberately, and avoid mistakes born from haste. It turns pressure into opportunity and frustration into strength. While others panic and overextend themselves, the patient individual thrives quietly, building advantage after advantage. Motivation lies in seeing patience as power. Delay is not denial. It is preparation. Every moment spent refining your strategy, mastering your craft, and waiting for the right opportunity compounds into unstoppable force. True success rewards those who can endure wisely, and strike when the moment is inevitable. Fear is unavoidable. It visits everyone at some point. Yet fear is not your enemy. It is a guide. It highlights areas where growth is needed, moments where preparation is weak, and decisions that require courage. Those who understand fear can use it as a compass to navigate life's most challenging situations. When fear becomes paralyzing, it's a prison. But when it becomes a signal, it transforms into power. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. Every successful individual learns to recognize fear, analyze its message, and use it to refine strategy, discipline, and focus. Motivation comes from embracing fear as fuel. Instead of shrinking from it, study it, learn from it. Let it guide your preparation and sharpen your resolve. The stronger your mind becomes, the less fear can dominate you, and the more it becomes your ally in achieving greatness. Physical strength and immediate talent have their place, but strategy outlasts them every time. Raw power can overwhelm temporarily, but without a plan, it fades. Strategy turns action into impact, timing into advantage, and preparation into dominance. This is why those who think long-term always outmaneuver the strongest opponents. They understand that battles are not always won in the moment. They are won in the decisions made before the battle begins. Discipline, foresight, and careful planning matter more than sheer effort. Motivation lies in prioritizing strategy over impulse. Build your path thoughtfully, prepare thoroughly. When others rely on luck or temporary strength, your strategic approach ensures consistency, resilience, and victory that lasts beyond the fleeting moments of force. The world is constantly changing. Systems, circumstances, and challenges evolve faster than most people can react. Those who cling rigidly to old habits or outdated methods fall behind, while those who adapt continuously not only survive, they thrive. Adaptation is the ultimate form of resilience. Every obstacle you face is a test of flexibility and creativity. The stronger your ability to adjust, pivot, and innovate under pressure, the greater your power becomes. Adaptation transforms setbacks into opportunities, chaos into clarity, and unpredictability into control. Motivation comes from embracing change as an ally. See every challenge as a chance to learn, grow, and evolve. Rigidity is weakness. Adaptability is mastery. Those who can adapt faster than their environment will always remain steps ahead of the competition. Talent can spark initial success, but discipline ensures it lasts. Talent may impress, but it is inconsistent. Discipline builds habits, skills, and results that compound over time. Every expert you admire has relied on relentless, daily effort rather than raw ability alone. Discipline keeps you moving when motivation fades, when obstacles arise, or when others give up. It transforms potential into results and ensures that talent is supported by execution. Without discipline, even the most gifted individuals struggle to reach their true potential. Motivation comes from committing to consistent effort. Build systems, routines, and structures that support growth. Show up every day, even when it's hard. Discipline doesn't just improve results, it defines who you become in the process. Success is often invisible to the untrained observer. While others focus on what is obvious, the mind trained in observation and analysis notices patterns, signals, and opportunities that are otherwise invisible. Awareness is the true edge, and mental clarity allows you to act before situations fully unfold. The strongest individuals train their perception, focus, and reasoning, allowing them to see beyond the immediate moment. What seems chaotic or random to most becomes predictable and manageable when approached with clarity and foresight. Motivation comes from sharpening your mind. Study situations deeply. Train your observation. Let your intellect guide your actions. The more clearly you see, the less you are ever caught off guard, and the more opportunities become visible before anyone else even notices them. Life doesn't hand out victories to the strongest, the fastest, or the smartest. It rewards those who refuse to break. Resilience is the silent currency that builds unstoppable momentum.